Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. Seems like it's been ages since I did a video on my own channel. We had the international break. I don't know about you guys, but England at the minute just doesn't hit the same note for me. I went to watch England training at St. George's Park. Fantastic day. I have actually got some Club Wembley seats that I have through one of the businesses that I own. So I was invited down to St. George's Park. Basically went down to see Phil Foden and Johnny Stones and the boys train. Had a good day, enjoyed it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go to the England-Brazil game. I'm going to use my tickets. And I'm going to go. And all I can say is it was absolute shit. I sat there. I was watching Campbell Atom boxing on my phone, and the highlight of the game, England-Wembley, somebody threw a paper aeroplane off the top tier, and it nearly hit a player on the pitch. That is the only thing I can say that was decent. The food at Club Wembley was even shit, made me a bit ill. And in all, England was not an enjoyable experience. So the Belgium game on the Tuesday, I thought, no chance, I'm not going. So get club football back for me. This is what it's all about. Manchester City versus Arsenal, Etihad Stadium, Sunday, title running, 3 teams going for the title, Liverpool, City, Arsenal. And we've got a chance to get right back in the mix by beating Arsenal on Sunday. So this week's been busy. I've done Sky Sports News. I've done the AFTV, Curtis Shaw, Prems. I've done loads of Arsenal content. I've got a lot of friends at Arsenal. So I thought I better sit down and do something for my own channel. You know what I mean? Just like to say, there's a lot of mad clips circulating on Twitter of me roasting people and that. These are old clips that people are regurgitating, trying to get views on the back of the overlap from the other week and stuff. So, yeah, Twitter's not a platform I like. It's not a platform I use. I never have done. So it is what it is, you know what I mean? But them videos are wild, you know what I mean? A lot of people asking me the question, why I wasn't on the overlap this week. Well, it's simple. They didn't want to pay. So I feel like the last 2 times we've been on, we've been paid. We're taking the time out of our day, out of our jobs to come there and film the overlap. We're getting edited and put on clips all over the internet. We're getting ripped apart. I mean, the abuse I was getting for the sticking up for Man City over the 115 charges. I had it all week. Don't let me kid myself. I did get a lot of love from the City fans for defending the club, which, is just what any City fan would do. But then they came and like, yeah, can you do this one for free? And I'm like, no, it's Gary Neville, it's Jamie Carragher, it's the overlap, it's sponsored by Sky. You've got bigger budgets than anyone else. I don't think anyone should be asked to go and take the time out of the day for free and then get paraded round on every social media network with clips and you not get anything out of it. So as you notice, the lineup was different. Nobody got paid. So you're not going to get Robbie AFTV. You're not going to get Chelsea. You're not going to get Adam McCullough. You're not going to get Rory Jennings. You're not going to get anyone like that coming down. Matisse, who I thought was brilliant on the show, coming down and doing that show for free. So it is what it is. I think it's run its course for me. I've said what I needed to say. I've defended the club against the allegations, shall we say. People were upset about it. I wasn't upset. I was calm, cool, collective. And yeah, I feel like the show's, dropped down a notch. But it's their show. They're entitled to it. But I'm just letting people know that, I was invited on the show, but I was invited on it to do it for free, which I'm not doing it for a big network. I've been on channels this week for free all week. People, up-and-coming YouTube channels with people that have only got 200-300 followers. I've done it for free. So it's not about the money, it's about the principle, and I know they can afford it, so it is what it is. But anyway, getting on to the game, Manchester City v Arsenal. So excited. Etihad Stadium, Sunday. These are the games we live for. These are the games that we want. The games that I say you get the feeling in the chest. This is what we want, you know what I mean? The Etihad will be bouncing. The Arsenal fans are coming with a little bit of confidence because Arsenal are playing well. So it should tee up for a fantastic game of football. Obviously, the game, the build-up to the game has been tarnished a little bit with injuries. Just heard Pep Guardiola say that Kyle Walker and John Stones are out. Massive blow for City. Obviously, we're a better side without Kyle, with Kyle and Stones in it. But I do think that City have got a decent back four. Do you know, for me, I'd play Guardiola at left back, Ake, Diaz, and Akanji at right back. I think that's a good enough back four to go to the Etihad on Sunday and win. My midfield would probably Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, just for the energy in there for Bernardo. I'd play Foden on the right. I'd play Grealish on the left because I believe he's fit. And I'd play Haaland up front. I think that team gets the job done. I do. I feel like the game's going to be different to last year. I think last year we went long into Erling Haaland's feet. Erling was laying it off to De Bruyne. That combination, De Bruyne and Haaland, destroyed him. I do feel that Arsenal are not going to let that happen this year. But what I feel is that Haaland's going to have a frustrating game again. He's going to have to keep Gabriel and Saliba pinned back and try and create the space in the pocket for Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, Bernardo to get in them little gaps there and in them pockets and damage them. You know what I mean? We've got to be careful as well for the counter-attack. You know what I mean? They've got Martin Odegaard, who's having a fantastic season. We don't want to be getting him on the ball and letting him dictate the play. We've got Bukayo Saka, who they said was carrying a knock, which is just, I think he's had a rest. He's going to be fresh. Martinelli could make a surprise recovery. So, you know, Arsenal have got a great side. And out of the 3 title challenges at the minute, Arsenal are the ones with the tails up. You know what I mean? They're coming into the game confident. They're scoring bucket full of goals. And I feel like the difference from Arsenal from last season to this season is last season around this time, they just started to plateau. And then you could sense that the team wasn't confident. The fans wasn't confident. One more defeat or a draw was going to knock them. And then all of a sudden they went downhill. I feel like they're on that upward spiral now. I feel like it's a bit like when Manchester City go for titles and all the fans are buzzing and we're all together and we have that momentum and rhythm. I speak about it all the time. I feel like Arsenal have got that. They've definitely got the momentum and the rhythm. And if they can go to the Etihad on Sunday and basically win, I think a lot of the football world will take a little step back and think, hold on a minute, they could fucking go and win this. You know what I mean? They could go and win this. Because at the minute, I think everyone's got the bottlers in their head, waiting for something to happen so they can say, oh, they've bottled it. Even if Manchester City beat them on Sunday, I feel like that little bottling mentality might creep in. Their own fan base might start to doubt. And I think other fan bases will be on them saying, you know, you're going to bottle it and that. So it's so important that we win. You know, we need to win. If we get beat on Sunday, puts that gap to 4 points, 9 games to go. You know, there's lots of twists and turns going to come yet. There is. This game on Sunday will not decide the title. There's going to be games in this running. You know, we've got a Tottenham away. We've got Villa at home. Do you know what I mean? We've got Brighton away. We've got Palace away. These are places that ain't easy. You know what I mean? Liverpool have got a tough little running. Arsenal have got a tough running. Old Trafford, Tottenham. You know, so there's loads of permutations the way this can go. So I don't believe that Sunday will be the be end and end all. However, I do believe we're going to win. I am confident. I do think that the form at the Etihad Stadium is fantastic. I think Rodri being in the side, winning the games with Rodri in the side. I think Kevin De Bruyne's had a rest. Grealish has had a rest. I feel like they're going to see a different Manchester City team to what they've seen this season. We went to the Emirates. We had Rico Lewis in midfield with Bernardo and Kovacic, you know, and we got beat late on, sucker punch. But I don't think Arsenal have seen the full power of Manchester City this season. I don't think anyone's seen the full power of Manchester City. I feel like Manchester City have got another couple of gears in us yet. You know what I mean? And I'm just hoping that Pep has done what he usually does, got that motivation right, starting to get the lads peaking at the right time. And I feel like us as fans on Sunday, we've got to get this momentum going as well. I know the 1894, I've got a display planned. I just encourage everyone to get in the ground early, finish your beers 5 to 10 minutes before the kickoff, get in your seat, and let's build that atmosphere, build that momentum. And if we can start fast like we did last time, we can get behind the boys and get them over that line. I feel like we can do it, you know what I mean? I feel like the fans have got to play an important role now in the next few games. We've got Arsenal, we've got Villa, we've got Real Madrid. I think the 12th man that the Etihad Stadium has got to rise. We did it last season. We've got to do it this season. I feel like we've just got to get behind the boys early doors and just non-stop, you know what I mean? I've said it before. It doesn't matter who's looking at you or what they're saying. It doesn't matter. Forget that. Do your job. Stand up. Do your job. No one's throwing you out for singing. Get behind the boys. And like you say, come Sunday, the nerves will be kicking in. It's a proper game, you know what I mean? You feel it. You're looking at the way it can go in your mind and you're thinking, fucking hell, you know, we can't afford to lose this. And then you're thinking, imagine if we win this, we're right back in the mix, you know what I mean? So it's exciting. It's really exciting. I've got a couple of lads over from Holland, PSV Eindhoven fans, some good friends of mine. They're coming over for the game. So they're excited about it. Maybe going to go in Mary D's before the match, see what the pre-match atmosphere is, building up nicely in that. And like you say, these are the games where, you know, you dream of these games years ago, where you know, you're going into a last 10 games, you're on for a title, you're on for an FA Cup semi-final, you're in the Champions League against Real Madrid. It's just what we do now. It's just the way Manchester City are. We can't take it for granted. So we got to enjoy it. You know what I mean? We got to enjoy it while we're there. I've done a couple of combined 11s this week. It's so hard, them combined 11s. Obviously, we're all proud of our players. They're proud of their players. We did one, I think we did one on AFTV and Premises, and the same team came out. So we ended up going with Edison in net, Ake at left back, Saliba, Stones, and Ben White. Then we went Rodri, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Foden, Haaland, which I thought was a fair shout, fair team. You know, let me know in the comments. People were saying about De Bruyne, but obviously he's not played a lot of games. People saying Walker over Ben White. Has Ben White had a better season than Walker this year? I think he has. We definitely had to get Rodri in there. We definitely had to get Rice in there. Bernardo Silva was an unlucky one not to get in. But other than that, I thought it was a fair team. I think the Arsenal team that are coming on Sunday is different from last year. I do believe that the signing of Declan Rice has really made a difference to them. I feel like the mentality is different at Arsenal a little bit this year. I don't think they're as gung-ho. I think they can calm down in games, relax, see the games out. But coming to the Etihad Stadium with the record we've got, you've got to be on your toes. So I'm expecting a really, really good game. And I want to be coming out of the game at the end talking about the game. Getting a little bit sick now of going on shows online, talking about financial fair play, profit and sustainability, 115 charges, VAR. We're talking about everything other than football. And at the end of the day, we're football fans. Let's talk about football. Let's stick to the football. Let's come out of the game on Sunday and say, do you know what? Fucking City today were magic, man. They were brilliant and they dominated the game and they deserved it. Or we come out of there and we say, you know what? Arsenal did well today. They fucking deserve what they got today. City went out the races. Either way, I'm happy with that. You know, we talk about it on the way out, but so many games like Anfield, great game of football, fantastic end-to-end game of football, could have gone either way. We find ourselves spending a week talking about Jeremy Doku foul. Is it not a penalty? Is it a penalty? And the refs have come out and said it wasn't a penalty for whatever reason and all that. But it's just boring, man. It's just boring. You know what I mean? You just think to yourself, fucking, what's happened to football now? You know what I mean? We're talking about balance sheets and fucking shite. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I was a bit miffed with that. Other than that, there has been some injury scares. Edison, I believe, has trained, so he could be back. We know Grealish and Kevin De Bruyne were training this week. Mateus Nunes and Bernardo apparently missed the game, so I don't know if they're injured, but we just don't know what to believe. I know that Pep said about Stones and Walker. They've got Saka, Martinelli, and Gabriel, who might be injured, but I can't see it. They're all going to play for me. And I just think may the best team win. I think may the best team win. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know in the comments where you think the game could be won. I do feel that we need to take them off their stride. We need to put pressure on them. We have seen that Porto the other week were resolute against them and created chances. So, you know, we're definitely going to create chances at the Etihad 1,000,000%. But unfortunately, we do concede chances at the Etihad. You know, we have seen it this year against Chelsea at home, where Chelsea could have been 3-1 up at one point. You know what I mean? United went ahead and then could have gone 2 ahead. And then City turned the screw, and we clicked into gear. We can't let that happen. We've got to start fast. We've got to start positive. I am hoping as well that we will be kicking towards the South Stand second half, because against United and against Newcastle, I thought it worked. And I thought it did well. And I feel like I understand someone at City came out and said they don't like it because the way they come out of the tunnel, they've got a crossover. But they do that at Anfield. Liverpool do that. They come out the tunnel and they cross over. So do it, City. If we find ourselves 0-0 in the first half and we've got to shoot second half towards that South Stand, I feel that South Stand can be the extra factor in it. I feel like that South Stand can be buzzing. Aston Villa, last game of the season, 2 down. Ilkay Gundogan shooting towards the South Stand. We was giving it, come on, we're dragging the ball in. And I feel like they need to do that. So, other than that, people, there's not an awful lot to say. I'm a bit exhausted about talking about Arsenal all week. You know, I feel like Manchester City are the best team in this league. I feel like Pep Guardiola knows how to get the team over the line in this business end. And I feel like we'll be set up to do that. I think it's going to be a great, exciting game of football. If you're going down to the Etihad Stadium and you bump into me, come and say hello. Get loads of people say, I seen you, Steve. I didn't want to bother you. You ain't bothering me. If you want to say hello, come and say hello. If you want to talk a bit of football, we'll talk a bit of football. But all I'm going to say is enjoy the game. Let's get behind the boys. Keep an eye out on my story. I'm going to try and do a little bit of content. Nothing like speaking, but I'll try and film around the ground and the atmosphere. Try and give a lot of the foreign fans something to see a bit about the match day. Mary D's before the game. I'm going to try and get in there. So if you see me in there, come and say hello. And other than that, enjoy it. Enjoy it, Blues. This is the games that we live for. Get to the stadium early doors. Let's get behind the boys. My match prediction, I've gone for 3-1. I know that sounds like we've hammered them. I don't think we're going to do it like that. I feel like we can be winning 2-1. And I think late on, Arsenal's going to have to come and get something. We might catch them on the break and get a third. But overall, I think Manchester City will win. So we keep our fingers crossed. We keep on moving. Thanks for everyone this week that supported me on all the channels. If you don't follow me already on TikTok, at Big Steve MCFC, Instagram, at Big Steve MCFC. And please hit a like and subscribe on this video. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. If any of your mates don't subscribe, send them the video on WhatsApp. And all I'm going to say is, come on, City. We're the champions. We're the treble winners. Let's show Arsenal what it's all about at the Etihad Stadium. 3-1 City. Come on, the Blues.